Morning, everyone.
Hi, Chris.
Hello.
Hey, Jim.
I'll give people a few more minutes to arrive.
I know Joshi was planning on coming, and I guess connecting with testnet. He hasn't tried that yet. I'm not sure how fruitful that is. I mean, the node from node testing last week, last time I tried it anyway, it connected to testnet. But I think I may have been proposing to the wrong node or something. I got a block number back, but it never, the block was never proposed.
When you say last week, what day was that?
Thursday.
Oh,
Thursday,
okay. So during node testing, that wasn't the testnet one then. That was what you guys stood up for node testing.
Yeah, but so I don't know. When I restarted, it seemed to connect the testnet. I don't know why.
I just want to, unfortunately, we didn't choose really unique words to help have these conversations, but testnet 1, which is really the public testnet, wasn't running last Thursday. So you were connecting to probably the whatever got spun up for that day's node testing.
Chris, I wonder. Chris, have you seen my message in testnet channel?
Oh, no. Let me take a look at that just a sec. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, if you wish, I can show something on my screen.
So question, do you need hold on just a second. Can you take the screen over? I don't know if Josh has it set up to let you do that. Oh, he's on, or I mean Christian. If you can do that, go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Joshy.
Hey guys, good morning.
Minute.
So, by the way, I mentioned this in um, the update yesterday. Josh, I saw that you were asking. Basically, with the launch of testnet, well, two things. One is Kelly's on vacation this week, so this hour was we were setting up mostly to be just office hours, just because she's not here, but also with the launch of testnet being public. This session is we're going to be probably just changing how we utilize this hour. We're going to keep the hour booked, but initially we thought we would do office hours style session. But I think in the future we're gonna probably end up going back to actually doing node testing for releases to test out the features that aren't in testnet yet. But that was kind of the idea there.
Okay, cool.
All right, guys, do you see my console?
Yes.
So I written a small script to simulate the transfer of ref between people. So that's the idea. Oh, maybe I should share GitHub, but I don't want to share all my screen. Okay, let's proceed like that. There are 3 files. So let's play sh is the main file. Script is initializing with system variables. To send ref from one person to another, we need public address of one person and public address of the recipient. What I get from the code from examples folder, Volt demo. So I just used that code, Volt demo, and built shell scripts around that Roland code. So we have config file with user addresses, we have config file with validators, and what we're doing is for each validator, we pick a random user from user's file, pick a random public key, and deploy a code to that validator, sending ref from our address wallet vault, or I don't know how to name it better, to the other guy. So the shell script send ref being fired. We just download the transfer row script, make some adjustment by a set, changing to, from, and amount of sending, and deploy this code to the validator. So I noticed that there is around 40 blocks in the testnet right now, and nodes are proposing every minute. So it seems just there is no deploys. So we can try to run the simulation on the testnet. For example, everyone will get some ref from Genesis Vault and run this script on their I don't know, VPS or somewhere where it can run all the time. So by running this script, you will send every minute some amount of rev to 10, or how do you configure it to other people, and every transaction will be deployed to different validator. So does that make sense? Any questions? What I'm trying to achieve?
It makes sense to
I
me.
think I get the big picture, and it sounds like a good idea. I hope at some point your tour might show us like the row line code or something like that. But I'm learning a lot and happy with what you're showing us.
So it worked like that. Just running run me stage. It need RNode system variable. So we will just export my React address. I don't know it because I don't know how to get it yet.
Get what,
So,
NetZipper?
get my own address. So I just will finish. This is the printout. First, path being populated from within config files, so with all the keys and URLs to validators, and then we try to do in iteration deploy to payment to some user and his address to some node. We preparing the row script and deploying it with this command. And one more thing, I had one idea. I don't know if it is useful, but to check if the amount being sent, the balances after the, for example, several days of rev being sent and received, to check if that amount on chain is equal to that amount that users sent with these shell scripts. If we have response success from deploy, we can put here some code to log somewhere off chain amount of being transferred, so to adjust balances according. So if we have a difference between off-chain balances and on-chain balances in several days, maybe this is not good. But if we have these amounts equal, then we can be sure that at least transfer of rev working properly. That's my idea. So Chris, you had a question?
Oh no, I was just gonna ask for clarification on the part that you weren't sure how to do.
Sorry, can you repeat?
So you, sorry, you said there was, I think you said there's a step in there that you weren't sure how to.
Yeah, when we were at the last testing session, we were sending a rev between Alice and Bob, and we didn't figure out how to actually get private and public key and how to put it on chain and on that process of generating the wallet.
Got it. I'm looking through to see if Artur updated his. I unfortunately wasn't on the test session last week when you guys started that, but
Arthur told us that we just should use Alice and Bob because the process of generating a wallet is not quite simple yet. So maybe we should pay attention to that part a bit. As I got, it is the same process that generating of validator public-private key pair. So maybe we can just get public-private key pair from Genesis directory, but we should know how to get the wallet address, ref address from public key.
right. Shoot, I thought it looks like he doesn't have that in his demo.
I thought there was some folder that he had that had a bunch of like shell scripts and stuff, and I think their file name started with numbers. I think one of those steps did, like, maybe we needed to make an on-chain transaction to get the rev address, but I thought somehow he had that printing from the node log with one of those numbered shell scripts. But I could be wrong about that.
I can share. Wait a minute.
Oh, that's actually, I don't know if what, I'm not exactly sure because I didn't see that, Joshi, but your description reminds me of maybe a way that we could do this pretty straightforward. So what I think is lacking right now is a simple way for users to just generate the rev address. And the steps are, you have to set of a public private pair, and then turn the public side into the actual rev address. And it's really straightforward, the logic for doing that, but I don't think it's in Node yet. But what you can do, I think, is you could piece together some Rolang to call. There is as part of the rev vault method to turn a public key into the rev address in Rolang. And if you had one, you could use that snippet to do it on chain and then grab it from the log. It's kind of convoluted.
That sounds like what he did. I'm trying to figure out. I think he pushed those scripts somewhere. I'm trying to find, and maybe we could grab some Rolang out of there. But that sounds like the process that I was thinking.
Yeah, Joshi, it's in Rolang examples folder.
Yep, that's exactly what he did.
Joshi, is that what you're looking for?
It's Joshi. It's in Vault demo folder in examples.
Yeah. Okay. I got it now. I'm gonna just look around a little bit. Thank you.
Yeah. The file is no one's rev address 1.kno.
Perfect.
And that's exactly what he did. You still have to gen the key pair though, and then use the public key side of it to gen the rev address.
So it's not a convenient way to do that outside of just.
No, it's not. And it's in. I think there's a ticket for this. If not, I'll create it. The intention is that it will be added to Node, so you can just do it on the command line. Gen a rev address, or
Okay.
If that makes sense. One of the
yeah, sure. I guess I can do that. I can make a bunch of key pairs, and if you guys, someone wanna run the script, I can just give you the config files, and we'll try to run that stuff on the testnet.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. For me personally, I would have to get the node installed and get hooked up to the test net, so that might be a little bit of a time barrier. I was also just looking at that Rolang snippet, and Chris, I wondered if you could tell us like a little bit about how this works, or it looks like he has a kind of like a token on line 10. Are we supposed to put like
Which file, Joshy?
1.no1's rev address?
Okay.
So in fact, I could even share my screen if it means everybody else can see the file. Maybe I'll do that.
Oh yeah. So the line 10, that match pub key.
Mm-hmm.
That pub key is you would replace that with the actual public
String
key.
or byte array. Oops, am I muted?
It's going to have to be the hex bytes for the key.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh right. So I could do like string.hex to bytes. Okay, cool. And then rev address was this thing that got imported like on line 2. So we call that, and we're basically just asking it.
It's
Okay. I see. It caused hex to bytes right here with whatever I gave it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the rev address is manipulation. It's a manipulation of the public key. So just like in Ethereum, your Ethereum address is really the hash and then some other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that's all that from public key. That's the only thing it's doing. It's manipulating the public key to turn it into the syntax for the rev address.
Yeah, makes sense. And it's just that so far the place that logic happens to be coded is in a place that requires us to use some Rolang, but it need not be that way long term.
Correct. Yeah. So what we're missing is just a way to from the node itself just say gen a new key pair or a new rev address. The thing that we're missing, and just so you know some of the background, guys, in Node is right now all key operations still are passing like the private keys on the command line when you go to use Node. What we're missing is some helper setup to have an actual file that's storing your public keys that you might unlock with a password and go and use them, so you're not passing them on the command line. So in this case, sorry, I just dropped my mic. I don't know where I cut out, but so that's the part that's missing is the ability to just do this on the command line in a way that's also secure, so you're not passing private keys on the command line. But for now, we can use this. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna get Node 9.1 set up, and then Nutzipper, if you want to lead us through that, you feel free to start without me, but I'll do my best to get caught up and work on that demo with you.
Yeah, thank you. You shouldn't connect your node to the testnet. You should just use gRPC to deploy to the validators. You should just download the last release, and that's it.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I don't even need to run a node. I just need the thin clients to communicate with the ones that are running.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Great.
I had a question and I forgot it. All right, I won't remember that question. Anyone else, guys, are running something against testnet? Chris, had we been thinking about some hardware support ledger or some MetaMask type wallets? Is that on the schedule, or is it something that we're going to, or we just will start with a file that will be unlocked with the password?
Yes. So our next step is going to be exactly that, which is the ability to use our chain by a client that's command line driven. So which it'll operate like some of the other blockchain clients where you unlock the private keys. They'll be encrypted in a file, and you'll unlock them to use them. As far as a Ledger or MetaMask style, we don't have that on our near-term roadmap, so we're not. The dev team is not going to be working towards building Ledger support or MetaMask support or anything like that in the next couple months. We're hoping that somebody from the community would love to take on that effort. So for the dev team's workload, it's going to be to have a secure client to be able to interact with the chain.
Who is in team is working on this stuff on the wallet side? Because maybe it will be nice to do in the next maybe office hour, which are instead of testnet, maybe some walkthrough with how wallet should interact with the Archain platform, so people can on recording, so people can just maybe better understand how to think. And
yeah, so I wonder, my preference, I think, on that is to get the work done to use the node to generate the keys and use the node to unlock the private key and then record that. Because otherwise we're going to teach people the insecure ways, which right now are passing private keys on the command line, and we don't want people to think that's the way we're going to do it long term. So to answer your first question, there's a couple of different developers that have taken different parts of this. So like you can see Artur who did the last demo is working on parts of this, and then the other developer, Ovidio, is also working on some of the parts. And I think Ovidio is probably the one that's going to do the node changes for Gen Rev's addresses and whatnot. But I like your idea. I think it would be good to have a session next week, or maybe, I don't know if we can do it next week. We probably should be able to, though, to just walk through this one more time. Now that Artur has updated the API. Let me go ping him and see if one of them will be available to do this next week.
So I have the latest RNode installed and the Let's Pay repo cloned. Maybe I'll share again, and NetZipper, you can help me if I need it. So I'm in. This is what I've cloned from your repository, and it says I need to have some system variables set, right? So it looked like when you did it earlier, it was just as simple as this. RNode is on my path right now, so that should work, right?
Yeah, should work.
Explore, and then the other one is my rev address, and it looked like this one doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And
actually,
then,
I don't think it better to not have spaces in the my rev address.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. And then to start sending payments, just run that. There should be two system oh yeah, that's what I did. Okay, so just like this, right?
Yeah. You should copy the sample config files into config files.
So NetZipper, in your example, where's the payment coming from? Genesis Rev?
So that's the other question. First, we should get these addresses and populate them with ref from the Genesis vault. So I guess I don't remember very good that part, how to populate the Genesis, how to get access to Genesis vault, and who can get access to Genesis vault. Someone who can who have access to Genesis vault should send refs to new wallets. That is kind of our wallets.
Can we just try to figure that out right now? How to get rev? Is there a faucet or something?
No, that's I need to ping Tomasz on that. Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Well, actually, there's a demo in Vault demo, create Genesis Vault. So I believe that Genesis Vault being created with some key, and only that key has access to the Genesis Vault.
Okay.
So Genesis Vault on the testnet has been already created.
Okay, so that's this one you're talking about.
Yeah.
A set of admin-controlled Genesis vaults will be our approach for providing testnet token supply for testnet 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm just pinging Tomasz on to see.
Okay, gotcha. So this is basically just a way to do like let rev address equal whatever, and then log some messages. So we call what?
Sorry, Josh. I was just going to fill in that.
Go ahead.
That match there is, yeah, that's his convenience way of passing in variables into a script.
Yeah.
Which I've never seen before, but I really wish I knew about earlier.
Yeah. So far, this call is not secured. This will be changed. Most likely, the method will disappear. Okay, so but that just means that, so like you said, NetZipper, probably someone's done it, or we could do it ourselves. Oh, I wonder if it has to be a route. Chris, is there any kind of like checksum in the rev address to make sure you didn't typo it?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to gen, but that you can do that. You can gen. So all you would need to do, Joshy, is just gen a key pair. And if you look at that, find my rev address row lang. So you take your ed 5519 pub side of that key, put it into that. You'll get the rev address, and then put it into the script, and we would have a gen. We'd have a. Does that make sense?
Let's see if we can do some of this on our own. So we've got all this same stuff that Artur pulled in. I'll leave that log for now. Replace the pub key here. Okay, so let's get one of those.
So you can just, if you want to cheat, use one of the ones from your validator file.
That's what I want to do. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this one to like that one to where we were just working with NutZipper's code, just to make sure we don't get it confused or use the wrong one or something. And let's go over there. So there it is. The file name is the public key. That's the private key. So we were working on this one, right? And so yeah, so we can just put the public key right here. Which was this. Oops, oh, wow. Okay, I think that was right. 1E8 to 784. Okay, that looks good. So this is my public key. So then it's going to tell me rev address for pub key, the one I just put, is that. Okay, cool. I don't think we need this part anymore. So maybe we'll just see if that works, and then if it does, we can.
Actually, you do need that log.
I need that part.
From. Yeah, this is the contract log that that will show you the ref address.
What, I thought that's what this was going to do.
Yeah, the contract log is.
Oh, log is not. Oh, I thought log was bound to standard out. Okay, yeah, you're right.
No.
You're right. I do need that.
You have to look at the tuple space and search there.
Okay. Okay, got it. So then it's probably okay like this. So then I just need to do RNode gRPC host, and I don't remember what I'm supposed to put here for the testnet. Oh, or maybe it doesn't matter. I can just run a standalone node. Oops. I don't think that node's ready yet, but we'll see.
I don't get. We're looking now for a address for a specific public key, and we have 6 public keys for 6 Genesis validators. Why we will get the rev address for Genesis vault, or how is it tied with the Genesis vault and with money that are in Genesis vault?
So let me see if I understood your question correctly. I just grabbed a key pair. I happened to steal it from like, one of the validator keys that was left over in my Genesis directory. But I was thinking of it mostly as just like my key pair, and I know I leaked the private part, but that's because I'm not going to use it for.
Yeah, but that is just a key pair that we can use. Actually, this is the method for acquiring key pairs for us general users.
Right.
These wallets doesn't contain any rev.
Uh-huh.
And we should these wallets. This is like some random public private key pair that just these 2 strings are matched with the right algorithm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Wasn't the idea though that like in order to transfer rev around as tests, like, if you and me want to pay each other back and forth a bunch of time to test, we need to know each other's rev addresses?
Yeah, but I thought that you are talking now about how to get our hands on Rev that are in Genesis wallet.
Yeah, well, I was on that, and I think I still am, but I'm on a little tangent near the start that says, like, before we can even begin to do that, I need to know my rep address.
Okay, sure.
That's kind of what I was thinking. But now I'm realizing that I don't know why I got peers, but with all this stuff scrolling past, I'm not going to be able to find that output probably. Oh, I could grep for it, though.
You can make a show blocks.
Okay.
It will print out the whole tuple space. And then search for that stuff.
Well, oh, nice. It stopped. Okay. Spanning from 21.3. So let's look at that again. Oh, because I deleted this. So, okay, if I'm going to look at the tuple space, though, then I need to actually deploy this.
Yeah.
Oh, and I need to be a validator, which I'm not, so that's not going to work. But it seems like it stopped scrolling so much, so maybe we'll just be able to see it on the console. All right, there we go. The rev address is this.
Ah, nice. So you can just do the eval, and you can.
Yeah, but it didn't go into a block or the tuple. Well, it went into the eval tuple space, but not like if I were on a network here, that would not be in the tuple space that Casper's working on.
Yeah, but now we just need to get the string of our wallet, so it's okay.
I'm just gonna write it down so I don't forget. Okay, so we've got that. So then we wanted to, well, we don't need to create Genesis Vault, right? We decided that's done already?
I don't know. But I think that if it was created with some private key.
Sorry, guys, I'm freaking talking and I'm on mute, so you didn't hear a word I said.
Yeah.
You in this to do this demo today, yeah, you do want to do this step, and the reason is otherwise we would have to ask somebody to send us rev and from a Genesis vault. I don't think anybody's done that yet. So,
okay,
this is what we want to do.
Okay.
In the future, this will go away, and there will just be one Genesis vault at deployment that somebody will control and send people test rev. But that's not done yet, so we can generate our own Genesis vaults.
Okay, got it. So the Genesis Vault is designed thinking that there's one and only one, but in reality, it's not going to hurt if we create a second or third one. But it's not that there's supposed to be like one per person or something. There's supposed to
this is a helper function to deal with the fact that we don't have an actual Genesis Vault at launch.
Okay, so this is as close to a faucet as we have then, right?
Yes.
So we're going to create this Genesis Vault. And then what is I'm just saying like it has 9,000 rev in it? That's
what that number is, yeah.
Okay, got it. And
that's just to be clear, that's my understanding of this code. I don't want to.
Yeah, oh, sure. We're all peer learning together here. I guess.
Exactly.
So, okay, so we call Rev Vault. So Rev Vault came from here. Oh, we're ultimately getting it out of the registry.
Yeah, that is a system contract.
Okay. And do you have any idea what this is? This is the other part of the two. Oh, is this like a left, right?
I think that's an either, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's see then. Maybe we can just take all of this too.
I'm pretty sure we can. And then you just need to push in your new rev address. This is going to be exciting.
Okay.
Now this one you will want to deploy to testnet.
Okay. Yeah, right. Okay, that makes sense. So, well, maybe I should just do this though, instead of like copy pasting it. What was that repo called, Nutzipper, that you wrote?
Our chain testnet let's pay.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okie doke. So this URI is like hard coded, right? That was looked up from a comment in a Scala file somewhere. And we get back rev vault and okay. Nope, that was wrong.
You know what I'm curious about though?
Yeah, go ahead. What are you curious about?
Before I say it out loud, let me just go read the README really quick.
Okay. Most vault methods return either new balance channel in vault send balance to balance channel. Oh, that's just a check. That's just going to tell us how much we have.
Yeah.
Okay. For simplicity, we're sending to a public for. Oh, that's the same log thing as before. Okay, so all I did was put my public key or my rev address in, but that should be good, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I need to actually do this. Where do I find this information?
I will put in the chat a minute.
Cool. I have a favor too. In addition to putting the info I need, can you remind me where to find it so I'm not so helpless in the future?
I'm scrolling to the top of the testnet channel.
Okay.
I'm going to put it in Discord right now, Joshy.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I should have known that. So there's the bootstrap address.
You can technically deploy to any node that's public facing.
This would be one, right? Node 0.testnet.rchaindev.
You can deploy to that.
You cannot?
You can deploy to any node.
Yeah.
Okay, I think you said I can do that.
You can, yes.
Okay.
What I'm looking for, Joshy, was the how to sign that deploy.
Oh, we have to sign deploys now. That's cool.
Well, otherwise, the spend check is going to fail.
Okay.
But you know,
well, I kind of want to see that just so I can learn what it.
Frankly, I was going to say the same thing. It would be fun to watch it both ways. Because we're kind of in this weird right now. We're in this weird hybrid or half done state where I think you can actually send it. It'll fail, I think. Well, let's try it. Let's see.
Well, the deploy worked, but I don't think anything has executed yet.
Yeah, the one thing I realize is we have proposes on a 1-minute timer, so the user experience is going to kind of suck.
Can I do? I just assumed I could force the thing to propose. Is that not the case?
Yeah, you actually can.
Oh, great. Okay.
Don't tell anybody.
Okay.
This is so all of this logic that we're doing now, the forcing deploy or the 1-minute timer will be changed, and the validators will have the smarts when you deploy code to them to figure out when to do the propose all on their own.
So with the proposed comes back with a success, but the block is never added because I guess you didn't provide a signature. I don't know. But I've been able to propose, but it never shows up.
The propose, the propose command I would envision would always return success if the command completes, which it probably
What
does.
happened? What happened, Jossie? Did it finish?
Yeah, it finished. We got a block number. Somebody with a node in here want to? Oh, actually, I can do that too. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Failure to find that block. Yeah, that sounds like what you said, Jim. Okay, well, 54 blocks in the chain. Okay, so it sounds like, Chris, your guess is that I needed to sign something, and that's why this didn't go through?
I think so, but what the feedback for me on this is kind of a horrible experience. Like you're basically throwing crap into a dark room and you have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
So,
The heck did I call that file? See if we can just do a simple @nil bang nil, and if that'll go through.
I mean, the easy way to get feedback on this right now is to look at the logs from the testnet nodes as we're doing this. And
Yeah.
what I'm pondering in my mind is, do we need to provide an ability for the community to do that, so you could see what's happening on the testnet nodes?
Well,
Now, I was running my own node, and I did get some output. I think it was, requesting that block from peers over and over again and never receiving it.
that block that I was trying to, that I thought I had created, 3F27.
Correct. Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. So I was gonna say, I'm just gonna kill that because I don't think it's gonna come back. But I was gonna say, if you don't want to give full access to the node logs, although I'm not sure that would be disastrous, I think we can still do stuff like this. Listen for data @name, and then there was some, I don't remember what all the parameters looked like, but there was some like Artur had gotten in the habit of, oh, I can't switch tabs. There we go. Gotten in the habit of doing this, always sending stuff to this demo channel. So like at minimum, you could look at your specific channel that way.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I'd be happy to do anything else in this environment that I've set up if anyone wants me to, but I'm out of ideas, I think.
Thanks for doing that, Joshy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no problem. I was happy to know how to get a rev address. I feel like I've learned a lot. That's good stuff.
What I'm taking from this is just kind of the user experience around using the testnet, which will help prioritize the pieces we add so that people get productive use out of it.
Yeah.
And so I know having like Kelly or one of the devs in the session would have probably made this way more useful, because they would be able to look at it and give feedback in real time.
Sorry guys, I have to run. I will catch up with the last part with video, and we'll try to push this forward. Okay,
Well,
see ya.
Let's see. Is that NutZipper? See ya, NutZipper.
Yeah.
Yep. Bye. Good hanging.
Thanks so much. Yeah, I think this is probably I mean, since we're at the top of the hour, this has been pretty good
Cool.
in terms of at least, you know, walking through the rev address part of this. And for me, this has been super helpful to like actually start experiencing what people are seeing and using. So my biggest takeaway from this is we just need to get the tooling a little bit better for people to self-diagnose. I think temporarily it may look more something along the lines of giving people a link to go see the logs of what's going on, just because I don't think we'll get the tooling done this quickly. But I'm wondering, like Joshie, if you had a link that you could just go look and see what the logs were coming out of the testnet nodes as you were doing this stuff, would that have been helpful for you?
That I think in general, yeah. I'm to be honest, I'm pretty stale on some of this stuff. So
Okay.
like a combination of knowing what the nodes were doing and looking through the code that's on GitHub would have helped me. So, you know, in the one sense, it's partly a me problem that I'm not as fresh on the code as I could be. But on the other hand, I'm probably more fresh than most people who, you know, might ever consider using our chain. So it's,
Right.
you know, probably not a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Cool. All right. Well, good sesh.
All right.
Jim, do you want to do the regular our office hours now?
Yeah, that's in my room, or I guess we could stay here.
Let's make the switch. Then you can record, and we'll put it on the regular YouTube channel and all that stuff.
All right.
Hey, thanks guys. I'm gonna drop off too.